All right, we're going to be going over today the 2021 Internet Marketing Blueprint for your roofing company. This started out very similar to a webinar that I ran in December, and that was simply because we want to make sure that everyone has a good plan heading into 2021. 2020 was just absolutely horrible for a lot of people, and we want to make sure that everybody has a solid plan of action um, for digital marketing, right? And what we work on here at Roofing Sites is helping our clients get more leads and sales through their digital marketing presence. Okay, um, so let's talk about what we're going to cover. All right, I always do memes. If you go to YouTube and look at any of my other webinars that I've done, I start with a whole bunch of memes. I love memes. They're just funny. So this meme was Robin Williams from Jumanji, saying, "I'm not buying a 2021 planner until I see a trailer." So I thought that was funny, so I included it here. So what we're going to cover today is we're going to go over the 4 fundamentals of marketing success. We are going to go over some of the latest trends and what to look for in 2021 for your digital marketing presence. And we're going to develop a custom plan and the top 3 things. And you're going to leave here today with the top 3 things for you to work on today, right? For this quarter, actually. All right. Or what remains of this quarter. All right, so who am I? My name is Chris Hunter. I'm the Chief Marketing Hero of Marketing Heroes, which is the parent company of Roofing Sites. We're based in College Station, Texas. That's why I wear the Texas A&M. Whoop! I'm class of 1998. I am a father of 3. As if you're looking at my screen here, you're going to see a very young version of me and my kids. This was about 10 years ago at this point, I think. So all of the kids have grown up. They're almost my height. I've grown a huge COVID beard. This started, in March of 2020. And every time I go to cut it off, the kids are like, no, 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 you need to keep it. So I have kept it going. I've been doing search engine optimization, getting my own websites and clients' websites ranked on Google since 1998. And in fact, I actually started before Google started, right? My first website that I ranked was on Yahoo. That'll age me. Was on Yahoo, before Google even launched. So and I did that while I was working in the Air Force. If you can see my screen, my video, there is a picture of a stealth jet behind me. That's the jet that I worked on. And we've been running roofingsites.com since 2018. We launched it a couple years ago to really just kind of dig into roofing companies and really help them out. We decided to do that because we had a lot of that was the biggest amount of people that we worked with, and we decided, you know what, we kind of like roofers. Let's continue working on that. So our mission, our BHAG, big hairy audacious goal, is to double the size of 1,000 roofing companies by 2025. All right, so there's going to be lots more content like this right here heading into the upcoming year to 2, 3 or years or whatever. And we want to do it to really help everyone out. All right, so random fact, you see me with the bike right here. I rode my bike from College Station, Texas to Baltimore, Maryland to raise money and awareness for pancreatic cancer. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. It's something that my dad passed from in 2009. And it was, for whatever reason, midlife crisis, whatever you want to call it. I believe that God was calling me and telling me to do it. And I didn't really have a choice. So I'm sure my family and employees loved it, that I was gone for a month on a bike. And it was 23 days, in fact, in the saddle, 2,300 miles on a bike. Okay, so that's enough about me. Okay, so here's the question, right? What's the hardest part about marketing your roofing business online? All right. To me, it's simply that there are just thousands of platforms and tools to use. And it's just a myriad of stuff that is really hard to know what to focus on unless you're living it day to day, like I am. Okay. And even then, sometimes it takes a lot of testing to make sure what you're doing actually works. There's lots of campaigns that fail in marketing, and it's my job, my duty, and my creed to fail fast, right? If something isn't working, let's get rid of it and let's move on to something else that is going to work. All right. So what do you focus on, right? With thousands of platforms, there's Facebook, Google, Yelp, Angie's List, Home Advisor. I mean, there's literally thousands of things to focus on. So what we're going to go over today are some things to focus on in 2021. All right. And what we're going to focus on now, and we're going to build our top three things that we're going to work on in order to make, give you something to focus on. Okay. This is something, by the way, the top three things is something that my business advisor, my business coach gives me. I have a top three for a quarter. I have a top three for a month. I have a top three for the week. And I have a top three for every single day of the top three things that I need to get done. Okay. It keeps me focused. It keeps my employees focused. It keeps everyone focused on exactly what the mission is. All right. And today we're going to give you your quickest wins, right? So here's the cool part about today is that here in a little bit, and this is why I want you near a computer, is that we're going to download a worksheet, right? We're going to download not just a worksheet, but a tool that will help you and tell you exactly what is wrong with your digital marketing presence, okay? And it'll build the items for you of exactly what to work on. This is something that we got together real quickly after I, decided to go a different direction on this, workshop and make it more interactive. So you're going to get those three and you're going to download that and you're going to work on this interactively. Okay. So before we do that, right, I want to kind of go over something that we've been working on here for, gosh, it's 10 years, 15 years. I'm not quite sure, honestly, right? It's something that I call the 4-hour roofing appointment machine. And sometimes I call this the 4-hour roofers marketing system. Okay. So this is basically a 4-pillar system, right, that we have found to help really get your digital marketing right. Okay. And there are 4 pillars. One is called reputation, right? Because without a solid reputation, whatever you do in digital marketing doesn't really even work, and this includes for us your website and your actual reputation online. Okay. So things like Google My Business, Yelp, Facebook reviews, all those kinds of things come into play here. And they're super, super important. Reach is where the majority of people spend their time in marketing. Okay. And this is simply just getting in front of people today that didn't know you yesterday. All right. So things that we like to focus on here for our roofers are search engine optimization, getting you ranked on Google Maps, which has become more and more important, in the past 5 to 10 years. Right. And Google ads, right? So the top 3 there are Google, if you noticed. All right. And then content, making sure that you're producing good content for your potential customers. Okay. And then social media, right? You can't do anything without social media these days. And if you don't have a solid social media presence, right? And if you notice, I keep saying presence. I had someone that told me, it was like 20 years ago, a friend of mine said, anybody can have a website, right? And this goes for anyone can have a Facebook page. Not everybody has a presence. All right. So there's a big difference there. That's why I keep referring to it as a presence. Okay. So you want to have a presence on Google search, organic search, on Google Maps, on Google Ads, and on social media, right? So that's the reach pillar. The next pillar is called resell. Okay. And resell is simply, let's get people to buy from us that have already bought from us, right? Or if you have paid for someone to get to your website, right? And this is where I like to use this pillar, is that if you paid someone to get to your website, then you want to make sure that you're remarketing right back to them. Okay. This is called retargeting in both Google and Facebook ads. And it basically, you probably got retargeted on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, if you went to our site to sign up for this webinar, you probably got retargeted with some ads, right? And that's how that works. And it's basically like going to Amazon, right? If you've ever gone to Amazon, if you never, and you looked at a product, but then decided not to buy it, right? Or for whatever reason, you left that browser window, you turned the laptop off, whatever, right? And then the next day you notice an ad in your Facebook feed or on ESPN or weather.com or wherever that you go, right? That ad was there. Hey, come back and buy that. That's what retargeting is. Okay. This used to not be available for small businesses. It used to be only for the real big businesses, but maybe 6-7 years ago, Facebook started the trend of allowing that for small businesses with their self-help ad platform. And then Google came right along, right? So if you hit those two platforms right there, right? If you hit those two platforms, then you're going to ensure that you can stay in front of your audience, stay in front of your customers that have come to you before in the past, right? And this keeps you top of mind. So when they are going to make that buying decision, right, then you're there. You're already top of mind, not your competitor down the road. Okay. So that's what the resell pillar is all about. It's making sure that you stay top of mind when people make a buying decision. This, by the way, also goes for your customers who have, you've already done work on, right? And maybe 5 years down the road, they decide, hey, I need a new roof. All right. So a newsletter comes into play here, is that if you don't have a constant newsletter going, staying that top of mind, giving them valuable tips on, what to look for, how to break, if you're in the north, how to break up ice dams, if you're in the south, how to know if hail has damaged your roof, right? Stuff like that. Useful tips to stay in front of them and be valuable to them. And the last pillar here in the 4R roofing appointment machine is called referral. As we all know, referrals are super important, right? Referrals are very, very important, but 90% of y'all, and this included me until we built this system, don't ask for a referral. Like when you're done with the job, do you actually ask, hey, who else do you know that can use our services, right? Nobody does that, right? So we built a system that will proactively ask for a referral. And it's something that is constantly going in the background. Okay. It's in all of your marketing. It's actually a drip series of emails. It's, in your newsletter, there's a little snippet there. Hey, do you have know someone that can use our services? Right. Okay. So those are the 4 pillars, right? Reputation, reach, resell, and referral. Now, this is what I call an evergreen marketing system. And that's simply because as things stop working in one pillar or another, we simply take it out and replace it with something else. Okay. So let's say that, we're 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, Yellow Page ads worked. They still did, right? So Yellow Pages would have been in here, but by now, obviously, actually 5 years ago, I definitely stopped recommending any kind of Yellow Page ads because the Yellow Pages kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And in fact, the last Yellow Pages that I got in our area in Bryan College Station, Texas, was about this big. I don't know if you can see my fingers, but it was itsy bitsy, right? And it looked like a magazine. Honestly, I was just shocked, because I grew up in the days of Yellow Pages being, 3 to 4 inches thick. That's what you use to sit on, right, to reach the table. So anyway, so the point is that as things stop working, we pull them out of one of these pillars and put something in that does work. And that's why it is an evergreen system. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Everybody, if you can get your, y'all that just joined, please put your camera on, because there's going to be an interactive workshop. We'll turn mics on here in a little bit after I'm done with the presentation part of this, but I'd like to see some thumbs up if all of that makes sense so far. Awesome, Chuck. Thanks. All right. Okay, so we've got another graphic that I like to use right here to kind of help our clients explain to them really what the plan is, because the 4-hour marketing system, the 4-hour appointment machine, while the pillars are nice and the graphic there is real nice, I'd like to give them an exact plan of what we'd like to work on here. Okay. So if you look at this graphic, it shows you number one is your website, right? That's your foundation of all of your marketing. That in fact is what I like to tell all of my clients, including my church, right? I work on the church website. I'm a geek, right? And I tell them that is your central hub. That's where we want everything to reside, because Facebook can go away. Instagram can go away. YouTube can go away, meaning that they can ban your account. And if your entire business is built off of something that someone else owns, that doesn't make any sense, right? So your website is something that you own, that you drive traffic to from different channels, right? So that to me is the very start of any kind of digital marketing presence. You want to make sure that you not only have a website, but that it actually converts. Okay. So you got to have strong copy, and you have conversion elements like, call to action buttons, like click here for an estimate, or a free estimate, or call for a free estimate, right? If you're on a mobile phone. You also want to make sure that the on-page optimization is solid, okay, that you've tested certain things like your headlines or your pictures, or, that your forms work, right? Do you periodically go and check to see if your forms work? I would highly recommend that you do. Are you adding content to your site on a regular basis? Because guess what? Google likes content. They like text. So if you're not adding text to your website on a regular basis, you're making Google really work to put you up in the top 10, okay? Which is where you want to be. In fact, I want to be number 1, all right? Number 2 is SEO, all right? Google My Business, citation development, link outreach. These are all these things that are built into the SEO side of things, okay? Number 3 that you want to work on is your review management, right? Making sure that you have proper reviews in all of the places that people would look, because here's the deal is that they go and search for you on Google My Business and you've got 2 reviews or worse, you got none. The very first thing that goes through their mind, and it goes through my mind every single time, is, are these people serious about business? Okay. So I like to tell all my roofers that we want to get to 100 to 200 reviews minimum, right, on Google My Business. And if you're not there yet, that's one of the things that you need to be working on. Okay. The other part of that is actually replying, right? Replying to those reviews when people do review you, whether it's good or bad, right? If it's good, a simple, hey, thank you so much. We love our clients that give us 5-star reviews. Or if it's worse, right? Then if it's a bad one, then actually saying, we're so sorry, please give us a call and we'll make it right. People want to see that when they're researching you. Okay. And if you're just letting a bad review sit out there, I highly, highly recommend that you get out there right now today and respond to that. Right. And just that simple of a message. Hey, so sorry about, the issue that you had. Give me a call and I will make it right. Okay, so next, number 4 is pay-per-click, Google Ads, right? Google Ads are really, really important on any digital marketing plan, right? And that's simply because you're taking up more spots on that search engine result page. I want to take up as many as I possibly can. Okay. I want to be in the ads. I want to be in the Google, local ads right at the very top. Those have come through in the past 6 months for roofers, right? And you want to make sure that you're up there. You're the Google guarantee, right? And because those people that are up there, if you're in a market that doesn't have those yet, then the second that Google, launches those things in your market, you're going to get way more calls than your competitors because it shows your reviews, it shows, a little button that says Google guaranteed, right? So it builds that trust with those people, right? So I would highly recommend that part. The other part is Google ads themselves. Okay. Take up that spot, take up Google My Business, take up, the 3-pack, take up as many spots as you can on organic, so that kind of all flows into that. Retargeting, we talked about that. It's super important to be getting it back in front of those people that have already come to your website, right? They've come there for a reason. You've paid to get them there for a reason. So ensure that your ads are following them around, right, to stay top of mind. It's a simple thing, but a lot of people miss that. Paid directories, we always still, at this point, still recommend paid directories. That, most roofers have a love-hate relationship with Angie's List and Home Advisor. I say go ahead and do it. Pay them, get those leads in, because it all plays into, your entire presence, right? And that's what we want to build. We want to build an omnipresent presence for you online. And that's how you do it, right? Is one little thing at a time. Repeat and referral, number 7. This is where, email marketing it comes into play. You got to stay top of mind with your customers, right? Give them a reason to refer you over. All right. And then the last thing are social ads. Everybody has a love-hate relationship. I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook ads and Instagram ads. They are a major pain and you have to constantly keep up on them. But they are worth it if you are building it into your all online omnipresent presence, right? Okay, so we're getting down to the part where I'm not going to be talking as much. You guys are going to be working on stuff, all right? So the plan, these are the things to focus on right now, all right? And 2020 completely changed for a lot of consumers, all right, what we as marketers should be focusing on, all right? One is the website. Make sure that your website sells. Number 2, make sure that you have a long-term strategy for your SEO, right? It's just plain, it takes a long time, right? It's just a fact that it does take a long time to get ranked on Google. Know heading into it that is your long-term strategy. It's going to take 6 months to a year to completely start dominating your market if you're not already there, okay? Google My Business is more important than ever. So focus on that right now. Your reputation is super, super important, right? Make sure that you are doing exactly what we already talked about. Make sure that you are responding to reviews. Make sure that you're asking for reviews, okay? And if you have a system like what we have built for all of our clients, it basically asks them for a review the second that they are put into a campaign. The second that you finish a job, you put them into this campaign and it proactively asks them, it sends 3 emails out. Hey, would you mind letting us know how we did? And that takes them to a page that's on your website, right? And with the stars. And if they leave, 1, 2, or 3 stars, then it gives them a form that then only goes to you. Okay. If they click on the 4 or 5 stars, it'll take them to Google My Business, to your Google My Business page right there is where they can leave that review. Okay. We've had clients that have never done any kind of proactive anything with reviews before, have given us their list of 100, 200, and within days have 20 or 30 positive reviews. They went from, like a 2-star rating with 2 reviews to 30 with 4 and 5-star reviews, right? So make sure that you have a plan in place for your reputation. Pay-per-click, this is your short-term strategy, right? However, I recommend to everyone to keep it in there because you're taking up as many spots on the search engine result page as you possibly can, right? Which is what I want. I want total dominance for me and my clients. So we're going to take up as many spots as we possibly can. But for most people, this is your short-term strategy. As we're working on Google My Business, as you're working on SEO, right, is that you're bringing leads in and calls into your business now, right, as people are searching. And the last one is something that nobody has in place. This is called lead nurturing. okay, as someone calls you, as somebody texts you, as somebody emails you, you need a proactive system in place that gets them into an appointment to get up on their roof. Okay. If you do not have a lead nurturing system in place, I highly, highly, highly recommend this, because and so one of our clients, this is a story real quick. One of our clients, well, all of our clients, we put them into a CRM that we call the appointment machine. And in that system, we can see, because if you're actually using that system, we can see at the end of the month what your close rate is from a lead coming into your business all the way through to an actual sale. Most of our roofers were at about a 25, 30%, close rate from lead to a sale. Okay. We had one roofer that was at 80%. And we're like, what are you doing? How are you getting that? And he said, it's simple. I text them back. I text them back the second that they fill out a form, or the second that they text me. I text them right back. Hey, I'm up on a roof, or hey, I'm busy with a customer right now. When's a good time to call? That's simple, right? If they don't follow up, if they don't give him a time, then, or respond, he responds at the end of the day. If they still don't respond the next day, he texts them again, and keeps on going for about 5 days. All right. And if they haven't responded in that first 5 days, then it just drops off. Right. And this is a great sales technique, by the way. So we built that into our system. We built that into lead nurturing campaigns that do it via email and text, or both, right? That will proactively, hey, thanks so much for reaching out to us. Sorry we weren't available. When's a good time for us to call? Okay, and set up an appointment. So those 6 things, these are the 6 things that you really should be working on in 2021 at a minimum, okay? All right, so now let's work on your plan. I'm going to take a quick drink. Let me get a thumbs up if everyone is with me. Everybody understand? And if you will, go ahead and y'all turn on your cameras at this point. And I want y'all to go to download our score sheet. Okay, so we built something that's pretty cool. Click on, or I guess you can't click on this link, right? Because you're in Zoom. So go to roofingsites.com/score sheet. I'm hoping this works for everybody. Let me get to what it is. Okay, and I'll give you a few seconds to go ahead and do that. Go to, I'll keep it up. Actually, I should probably keep this up here. roofingsites.com/score sheet. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Give me a thumbs up if you got it open. roofingsites.com/score sheet. There's a button there, by the way. Let me go back to that page. Hit the wrong thing. And it says click here to download. Click that, right? And it should open up a Google Sheet. Once you get there, the very first thing that I want you to do is go to File, make a copy. And that's going to take that and put that as a copy inside of your Google Drive. Okay. Let me know when everybody gets there. All right. How about you, Paul? Are you able to get to it? I can't see you on your screen. Marie?
Yeah, let me, I pulled up my computer. I'm on my iPad, and so I'm kind of a little behind here. Give me a second.
Okay.
And I'm on my computer now.
Okay.
Roofing site.
roofingsites.com/score sheet. In fact, hang on, maybe I can give you all some link.
.com.
See if I can figure out how to send you all a link. Might be easier, right?
Well, I'm on roofing sites now.
Okay. And go to / score sheet.
Yeah, let me do that now.
Let's see where my chat is. Here we go.
Okay, I'm there. Click the download. Doing that now.
Okay. I found the chat.
And now I am at this page that I'm looking at. 4R roofing appointment machine here. What do I do from here?
Yep.
I'm at that same page you're at now. I lost you. I can't hear you for some reason.
Well, that happens when you click the mute button by accident.
All right, now. All right, I'm on the same page you're on.
All right. So go to File, make a copy, right? Right here. Give me thumbs up, everybody, once you get there that you've made a copy.
Make a copy. That file. Oh, there it is. Make a copy. And push OK. All right.
And this will put this version into your Google Drive so that way you can edit it. Okay. You'll be able to build your top things to work on. Okay. I'm hoping this works for everybody. This is the first time I've done something like this right here. So, all right, cool. All right. So if you notice in this score sheet here, there is instructions, copy the sheet, make a copy. Then over down here, we're going to go over to the questionnaire. Okay. And there are a bunch of questions here. And basically you just go down the list, right? And answer the questions. And it's broken out by different sections. So is your website optimized? It's the first main section. For conversions, is your website optimized for search engine rankings is the second section, right? So go through this and I want you to go ahead and answer, do you have the phone number in the top right corner of every page? All right. If yes, click on that. Are you using authentic images, videos, photos of the owner, right? This is an important one. Do you have pictures of you and not just stock photos? All right. Photos of your team. Do you have photos of you and your team in front of your trucks? Okay. That's exactly most people. And the reason for this is that most people, when they go to your website, they don't want to see stock photos anymore, right? They want to see pictures of you. They want to they want to know that they're working with an authentic business, not some fake business that's set up just to get leads in for people. Okay. So if so, check that. Do you have a compelling call to action button after every block of text? So what this means is just like on our site, I'm going to go to our site and use that as an example. See how I've got schedule a call right here and right here. And as I scroll down right here and right here and right here, they're everywhere, right? So I call these cash registers because these make me money. These make my clients money. And I want these in every single section. And I want it super clear on what I want them to do, right? Schedule a call. So if you have those, go ahead and check that. Are you giving customers the option to engage via chat or two-way text, right? A lot of websites do not have this. And it is, we have found that a simple chat feature on a website, right, that uses we use SMS. So this will go directly to you for via SMS and you'll answer right back via your phone, right? People like this. They would much rather do this than fill out a contact form or an estimate form or even call you. So we'd like to give that option. We've noticed that a lot of our roofers are getting a lot more leads through this chat feature on their website. Okay, do you have an online appointment scheduler, right? Nobody has this. Nobody has this. So when you go to schedule a call with me, right, you notice, check this out, nice, cool little appointment scheduler right there, right? If you want to schedule an appointment with me, you get to choose the time. It works. So this also works, by the way, with your sales staff to get them up on roofs, right? We hooked the scheduler up to their calendar, right? So nothing gets double booked or anything like that. We even have the option to have it interactively do a round robin to where it'll choose, randomly, if you've got multiple sales staff, their calendars. Okay. So it's a pretty cool little feature. Is your website mobile friendly? There are several ways to test this, right? But you would know this if you have updated your website, hopefully in the past couple of years, hopefully it is mobile friendly. Okay. The way to easily tell this is to shrink it down, right? And see if it is in responsive, if it responds to the platform. So I just shrunk mine down into what would be a mobile size, and it shrunk, and it looks really good still on mobile, right? There are tools. There is a resource in this sheet here on the resources tab that you can use to check that out. Okay. And, but if it is mobile friendly, if it's mobile friendly, just check it. Is your website fast loading? So here's the deal. Google's come out in the past couple of years and said speed matters, because most people are guess what? They're on their mobile phones. Okay. So, and they know that higher conversions happen on websites that are fast. Okay. So they've come out and said, Google themselves has come out and said, we're not going to rank you unless your website is fast. Okay. So that is a priority right now. So that's why this is in here. Okay. So, and actually I'm going to answer this honestly. If you notice on ours, we don't have a phone number up in the top right-hand corner. So I'm going to take that off, but I still scored an 85.71. Okay. Now, next section, is it optimized for search engine rankings? Do you have your main keyword in the title tag on every page of your website? Whatever city that you're in, roofer, or whatever city that you're in, roofing company, and then maybe a pipe, and then your company name. Make sure that that is in every single page, right? So if you have that, go ahead and, if you have that, go ahead and click on that. Do you have pages for each of your core services, right? So a lot of people, a lot of I recently did an exercise where I went through 500 roofing company websites, right? And I noticed a vast majority of them don't even have pages for all of their services. Okay. And so this is a super important one right here. Click on that if you do. Do you have pages for each of the subcities that you service? Another big one that I noticed, right? There's a list, right? In most of these roofers websites, and all of a little list of all of the cities that they work in, but they don't match up with the keywords plus the locations. So, do you have pages for the brands that you service and install? There's like GAF, all of those things, it's a good thing to have those things listed out on your website. Do you have unique content on every page of your website? Hopefully you do. Google came out years and years and years ago and said, we don't like duplicate content, right? So make sure that every page is unique and you're not using the same block of text on every single page. Does your city come up, or does your website come up with the most important keywords, right? And this is where you dig into Google, put in your city, whatever your city is, right? So for us, it's College Station, Texas, College Station Roofing Company, right? College Station Roofer, College Station Roof Repair, right? So any of those, I would want to make sure that we pop up in the top 10 at a minimum, okay? Let's see. Are you consistently creating new content, blogging, and creating new inbound links back to your website, right? You're going to know this. If you're not focusing at all on your website, don't worry about it. If you're not focusing, on your SEO, right, strategy, then you're probably not going to check this. But this is something that we do with every one of our clients, even for ourselves, every single month. We make sure that we create new content as a blog, right? And we're creating inbound links coming from Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And Google really, 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 really likes that. Okay. Next section, is your company optimized to rank on Google Maps? Okay, Google Maps is super important, right? So have you claimed and verified your Google My Business listing? You can imagine the amount of roofing companies that I came across that did not have this simple thing taken care of, right? And it's just something very, very simple. Go and claim your business. It's most likely out there. I've noticed a lot of these listings, right, just show up. And that's because you're listed somewhere else, and Google, right, says, okay, well, this must be a business. This must be the business name. And it might or might not be correct, but at least at the very minimum, go and verify it, right? Have you properly optimized your Google My Business listing? I have a whole section of this. Go to the roofingsites.com. Down at the very bottom, we have a whole guide right here on exactly how to optimize. Ultimate Guide to Reputation Management, right? Well, actually, sorry, I'll put that up here later today. We actually have an ultimate guide to Google My Business down here. It'll show up down here, okay, that you can click on and you can download. There's a lot that goes into that, by the way, but not too much. It's basically making sure that your description matches up with your main set of keywords, right? That your title of your business is correct. Make sure that your address is correct. A lot of people don't even have their address in because they're a service only, company. That's fine, but make sure that your address is actually in there. Are you on all the major online directory listings with the same company name? And this is where it kind of gets tricky. You've got to make sure that everything matches up. If you have Drive in your name, right? If you have Drive in your name and you're spelled DR period in one place and Drive is spelled out, on a listing, and it's not consistent, I have seen Google My Business listings not rank in the top 3 in the 3-pack because of that simple thing right there. Once that's fixed in all of the directory listings that you're in, these are places like Facebook, like Yelp, like where Angie's List, Home Advisor, all of these places are directories, right? Including the NRCA website. Make sure that your listing there matches up. So make sure it matches everywhere. How many online reviews do you have, right? So this one is important. We want, like I mentioned earlier, want to make sure that you have at least 50 at a very minimum, right? When people go to research you and they look at your listing on the Google Maps and you only have 1 or 2, right? The very first thing that goes through their brain is this a legitimate business? Okay. So we want to make sure that we have 50. I tell all of my roofers I want 100 to 200. That's where we want to get you. Okay. And we want to make sure that they're solid reviews. Okay. Do you have a proactive strategy for getting your online reviews, getting those reviews every day? I know that we do. We put all of our roofers in, but make sure that you're using a system that is proactively asking for those reviews. Are you posting to Google My Business weekly and responding to questions? Okay, so here's the deal. Google My Business about 6 months ago, could be longer than that at this point, maybe a year ago, opened up a new feature that allows you to post to your Google My Business account. Okay. They want more and more people on their platform. So this includes stuff like blogs. This includes things like before and after pictures. This includes things like videos that you do, educational type videos. This includes things like adding, pictures. Did I say before and afters? I think so. Right. So we want to make sure that we're constantly hitting Google My Business, and they reward you by putting you higher up into the maps area for your area. Are you posting? Oh, I just did that. All right. So far I've got an 85 and 100 and 100, right? Are you running Google local service ads? This is where the Google guarantee, right? We want to make sure that we're not only running those, but we've got a maxed out budget. Okay. If you're not set up in those, highly, highly recommend that. I'm not, so I'm not going to, I'm doing this for my business. They don't have that set up yet for marketers. Not sure why, but it's not set up there. So we haven't focused on that. Are you running retargeting ads for your unconverted leads? Absolutely. Are you running Google ads? Yes. Are you strategically targeting with specific ad groups, text ads, and landing pages? All right. Yes, we are. Right. We want to make sure that we've got those ad groups and pages all in ad groups and ads and pages, all optimized for one specific keyword, right? So we're not just sending them on those ads, those Google ads to our front page. Okay. We're sending them to a specific landing pages that match up with that. Do you have conversion tracking in place, right? This is a no-brainer here. We want to make sure that we know exactly how many leads that we're getting in every single month. Okay. So that conversion tracking is super, super important. If you don't know what that is, get with your webmaster, have him set it up through Google Analytics and through Google Ads if you're running Google Ads, right? Are you running targeted Facebook ads to your ideal prospect base? Again, Facebook ads are hard, right? And they're at our top tier of all of our packages, okay? And they are a major pain, but they are totally worth it because you can take Facebook ads and you can target a specific all the way down to a specific location if you want to, right? So my other company, the Marketing Heroes, we used to work with a company here in town that was a gym, right? And they wanted to run ads to people that were sitting in Gold's Gym. Okay, they were a local type gym, and they wanted to, and so we did that. You can do that, right? For y'all, for roofers, what I usually recommend when we get into Facebook ads is let's target your most profitable neighborhoods. Okay, because those are the people with money, right? That's good. And those are the people that are going to need your help too, right? And you want to stay in front of them. All right. Do you have a premium ad on Angie's List, Yelp, City Search, or YP.com? This is just one of those good to do type things just to create that overall presence. For me, for roofing sites, we do not have that. So I'm not going to check that. I'm probably going to get a bad score on this one. Are you buying paper lead services, Home Advisor, eLocal, Thumbtack, etc.? Again, I highly recommend that you keep that going. If you already have it going, go ahead and add it. It's not a huge priority, but you want to make sure that you have that into the whole marketing mix eventually. Okay. I have a lot of roofers that have had a lot of success off of Home Advisor. So I recommend to them, let's keep you there. Let's keep what's working. Now let's work on SEO or pay-per-click ads or Facebook, whatever, right? Okay, so as you can see, I scored pretty bad in this section here. Are you active on social media? Do you have your business profile set up on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram? Yep. Are you getting engagement on Facebook? Absolutely. Are you updating your social profiles on a consistent basis? Yep, we sure are. Okay, it's important to pay attention to social. I was told 2 days ago, right, from someone that, I'm sorry, my target audience isn't on Facebook. What? You're kidding me, right? Everyone's on Facebook. Everyone's on Instagram, right? I mean, there's literally thousands of studies that have shown that Facebook is the most engaging platform out there. People are literally addicted to it, right? If you've watched the Netflix show, The Social Dilemma, right? People are literally addicted to that platform. How can they not be on it? They are on it. Okay. Okay. Next section is all about, your marketing automation and so forth and email. All right. Take a drink. I'm still talking way too much. Are you following up with your leads within 5 minutes or less via phone, SMS, and email? That's that nurture system. Okay. We are. Do you have a conversion campaigns in place to follow up with those unconverted leads 5 to 7 times via phone, SMS, and email until they book your service call or estimate? Okay. This is important. A lot of people, right? A lot of sales guys do not follow up. And as we know in sales, that the sales, right? It's all in the follow-up. And most people stop following up after 2 or 3 times. Keep going. Those are the very successful salespeople, right? So make sure that you're actually following up 5 to 7 times with them. All right. If not, then put them in your long-term nurture campaigns. Okay. To make sure that you're top of mind when they do want to come back to you. Do you have a database with your customers' email addresses? Absolutely. This is important, right? And when I say a database, it could be a spreadsheet. right? It could be an actual CRM, it could be an actual database, whatever. As long as you're keeping your customers, your former customers' contact information, the most important stuff are address, well, name, address, phone number, and email address. Those four things are super, super important to ensure that are in your database. If you don't have them now, start on that now. Okay. And that's so that you can follow up with everyone later, right? Put them into a nurture campaign, a long-term nurture campaign that will warm them up and keep you top of mind. Are you sending out a monthly newsletter? Yes, super important, right? If you're not, highly, highly recommend that you get doing that now. Okay. Are you leveraging email to get online reviews and draw customers into your social media profiles? Yes. Right. So these are all, most of these are pretty much no brainers that, if you're not doing them, that's fine. Make it a priority this year. Do you have tracking in place to gauge your ROI? Right. This is a hard one. If you don't have Google Analytics set up on your website, that's the very first thing, right? Then you're missing out on knowing where people are coming from and if they are converting, okay, into a lead or sale. It's super important. Keyword ranking tracking, right? If you're like us, right, or if you've ever worked with an SEO company in the past, you might or might not have this set up. You might get those reports of where you rank, all right? All of our clients start with 400 keywords, okay? These 400 keywords are basically every single variation of roofing company, roofing companies, roofing contractors, right? All of these variations multiplied times the locations that you want to be ranked in. Okay. So a set of 20 keywords multiplied times 5, I'm going to do easy math here because I'm, not a math guy, but 20 keywords times 5 locations, right? And when I say location, I mean, that could be like a suburb of your area. It could be a smaller town outside of your area, but focus on your direct area first and then move outwards. Okay. But multiply that, 20 times 5 obviously is 100. I think, what do? We do way more than that. We do way more than that. Every one of our clients get at least 400 keywords starting out, and we add every quarter, right, to that. And the reason for that is because, and by the way, all of those keywords have landing pages that match up with those keywords, right? That's the hard part. So anyways, where am I at? Keyword ranking tracking. We want to make sure that you're tracking if you're actually going up or down on the search engines. Call tracking, another important one. Your call tracking needs to be everywhere. Every campaign that you have, you should have a call tracking phone number set up. I've got in the resources area, I've got a resource for that, right? So for instance, we have different phone numbers for Google ads than Facebook ads, than SEO, than the website, than Google My Business. Every area gets a different call tracking number. And that's so, and the call tracking, if you're not sure what that is, it's a pretty common thing nowadays, but it's basically a phone number that you can put in place that when people call that phone, then it forwards directly over to your main phone line. Okay. So that you can answer it. But most importantly, it gives you a report at the end of the month on exactly what that is, how many phone calls that you got. Okay. Dashboard showing cost per lead, total ad spend, and projected return on investment. Again, it's just a lot easier if you can log in there and see exactly how well that your marketing is working. CRM, right? If you don't have a CRM, all right, and what is a CRM? It's a customer relation management system. It is a way for you to proactively contact people. It most importantly tracks your sales, right? From stage to stage, right? So it allows you to, as people come in, have them in your pipeline, right? Your sales pipeline, and you can see how well that your sales staff is doing at any given point. Okay. And I know a lot of people, roofers, other business owners that do not have a CRM. And the way that they manage their sales is a spreadsheet. Get out of those spreadsheets, because here's the difference is that a spreadsheet isn't going to tell you what your next step is, when the next time that you contact that person, or the last time that you contacted that person. Okay. A CRM will tell you that kind of stuff. It'll give you that kind of data to let you know, hey, contact Jim. on Monday. Call him or text him or email him, and you can put those next steps for you and your sales staff into a CRM. Okay, are you leveraging your reputation? Do you have a proactive system to ask your customers for reviews? We do. Does your Google My Business have over 50 five-star reviews? Ours does not, because we don't have that many customers. So I'm going to leave that unchecked here, but hopefully you do. If you've got a proactive system in place, you've got over the 50 reviews. All right. Does your Facebook page have over 50 five-star reviews? Again, another neglected channel, another neglected property, right? That needs help. If you don't have 50 minimum, right, you want to make sure that you start working on that. Do you display all of your reviews on website landing pages? You should, because that's an easy way to leverage that, right? You own those reviews. Once people put those up there, according to Google's terms of service and Facebook's terms of service and Yelp's terms of service for that matter, right, is that you own those reviews. You can copy those and paste those onto your website. Very simple thing to do, and it builds trust immediately. All right. Do you share the positive reviews from Google My Business on Facebook, right? Again, simple thing to do. Post it onto a Facebook post. Do you proactively respond to all reviews, good or bad? Okay. A lot of people do not. So you want to make sure that you do that, and you are doing that. Last section, finally, right? Last section. All right. Are you leveraging referrals? Do you have a proactive system to ask your customers for referrals? Yep. Okay. Do you incentivize your customers to refer business to you? This is something like a free gift card. A lot of our roofers will give like a free gift card to Starbucks, or a free gift card to, something like Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse, if you don't know, you can have them print up a gift card with your logo on it. How cool is that, right? And then as people refer business, you just send it on over to them after, of course, a sale is made, right? You want to make sure that you're actually making sales with that. So a simple thing to do, but nobody does it. Does your website advertise your referral system? Does your newsletter advertise your referral system? You want to make sure that you have all of these things in place so that as you're communicating with your clients, right, as people go to your website, they see, hey, this business refers. If I refer someone to this business, I'm going to get something, because most people are like, what's in it for me, right? So we want to make sure that we give them something good. All right, so that's it. All right. As you can see, if you scroll through here, right, we scored good in some places, bad in others. Okay. Now let's go over to the results page. On this tab here, right, it's very quickly and easily shows me what I scored bad in. The areas that you scored the worst in up on the top are going to be your top priorities, because that's our pillar. That is our foundation of all of our marketing, is the reputation pillar, right? And that's why I've got this graphic in here. So top priority for me, I need to work on reputation, obviously, right? Okay. Next would be website conversions. Okay. Tracking seems to be pretty good. I'm good there. SEO, good. Google Maps, good. Paid online marketing, I might need to work on that. I'm going to put that as 1. Okay. And social media and the rest of these, I'm just going to leave blank. Email marketing and automation looks good for me. Okay. I'm not sure how everyone else's looks. Referral system, good. All right. So these are my top 3 things to work on. All right. In this quarter, we got 2 months basically left in this quarter, right? In quarter 1. So I'm going to make sure that I make this a priority for my own marketing efforts. Good. And that's it. Okay. On this last tab here, by the way, resources tab, we put in everything that we could possibly think of, tools that we use. Okay. CRM, we put in a link to our own CRM. There are lots of CRMs out there, but ours we built that has lead nurturing, sales tracking built into it, funnel pages. We can build a page for Google Ads really quickly and easily, and Facebook ads. It has an online appointment scheduler that we can embed into your website. We have online chat. We have a ton of features built into the CRM, and we're continuing to build it out. But that's called the appointment machine. Some of these other ones you've probably heard of before. Some of them you might not have. Like for instance, on reputation, we recommend a thing called Bird Eye. Right? If you're our client, you're going to get something like this right here that we've already built that we call the reputation machine. Okay, but if you're not our client, we recommend Bird Eye. Okay, just click on here and it'll take you right to it. None of these links are affiliate links, by the way. These are all just straight links. We're not making any money off of any of these recommendations whatsoever. These are just really helpful tools that you can use. Okay, so let's say that your priority was SEO. Here's a whole bunch of tools right here that we use here in-house here. These are tools that we pay for that we use on a day-to-day basis, like SEMrush, Majestic, Google My Business, obviously, right? That's not a paid one, but Moz Local and Site Supercharger. Site Supercharger is some software that we built in-house to add all of those landing pages. I mentioned, we have 400. Every one of our clients get 400 landing pages starting out. Site Supercharger was the tool that we built to help us build those landing pages that match up with those keywords. Okay. It was our biggest bottleneck, building landing pages. And so we decided to have our programmer build that, right? And we built a whole bunch of other tools on it, on Site Supercharger, but that's the tool that we use. It hooks up into WordPress websites. It's just quick and easy, get it running and automatically you get 400 keyword enriched and optimized landing pages. Let me see, Buffer. I like using Buffer for scheduling out social media. We built our own tool for that in Site Supercharger, but if you're not using that, you can use something like Buffer. It helps you schedule out your social media posts. And I highly recommend, by the way, that you post at least weekly, okay? Minimum, at a very, very minimum. Post your before and after pictures, post pictures of you with your staff, with your trucks, post blog posts if you're having blog posts written. Again, Google likes text, right? Specifically, it likes text. So you got to constantly be feeding those search engine spiders. But those are good things to leverage to put onto social channels. Okay. And you can schedule those things out maybe once a month, once a quarter, get those things scheduled out and put in there. And Buffer is a good tool for that. Anyways, bunch of tools in here. We went over a whole bunch of stuff here. We're over an hour at this point. Do we have, let me make sure I get back to, all right. So now, what are your top three? Okay. What are your top three things that we showed in here? Do you have a clear picture of what you need to work on right now based off of going through that? If you scored bad in a lot of those sections, right? Let me go back to mine. If you scored bad, let's say in, all of these sections, right? I would choose these as your top three, your reputation to work on right now. Website conversions, reputation, and tracking. Make sure you have all of those in place. The next step, honestly, to me, because I've been doing it for 20 some odd years, is search engine optimization. And that's because that's going to take a long time, right, for it to take effect. The next to me would be Google Maps, because Google Maps is super important nowadays, and more phone calls are coming from Google Maps. And then the other one would be paid advertising, like Google ads, because you can get up and running within a day or two and start getting leads in right away. Okay. So all of our packages with all of our clients, we include Google ads, right? We include the Google ad management. The charge for the actual ads themselves is separate, but we include Google ads. And that's simply because we know that we get leads in right away while we're waiting on Google My Business and SEO to work. Okay. So anyways, if you had a bunch that you scored wrong on, bad on, start at the top in the reputation pillar, work your way into the reach, work your way into resell, and then referral. Okay. Make this your priority for 2021 to continue making things better. Okay. Because that's how businesses really start dominating, is that they're constantly taking 3 steps every single quarter, 3 things every single quarter, and getting better and making things better. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you have your top 3. Y'all have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Paul, Chuck, Marie?
No, I'm good. It's good information though. Really good stuff.
Awesome. Did y'all get something out of it?
Yeah. You know, I'm lacking in a lot of areas, and we do know that, and we're trying to get better at this. And I do have a gentleman that does some of our marketing for us, and I'm going to sit down Tuesday and go over a few things. But I we'll both give you a call and talk
Sounds
about
great.
stuff. Maybe we can work as a team at this. So
Absolutely.
he does all my email campaigns and stuff. But anyhow, yeah. So I'm gonna have that. We'll be definitely back in touch with you. So
awesome. Chuck, you give me thumbs up if you're still there. First of all, I just see your fan going. Good. Did you get something out of this? Did you have any questions? I threw a lot at y'all, I know. Marie, I see you unmuted.
No, we learned quite a bit. It was very educational. We appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, no other questions. I do have a few announcements, right? January, this January, Roofing Sites, we joined the NRCA. So we are now NRCA members.
Yay, we are too.
All right. We're trying to work with them to run these things for members, right? So if you have any kind of contact up there at the NRCA, they're extremely hard to get hold of during COVID right now. You know, we would love to talk with them.
Do you do anything with the Roofing Contractor Association of Texas?
So that's our next one that we're going to join, right? I've been looking at that.
I'm past president, so I was president in 2013, and my wife is actually the executive director for the organization. So
I would love to talk with her, because I had a lot of questions as I was going through the website, and I actually started looking at that this month. You know, that's definitely high priority for me.
When I'll call you back on Tuesday, like I said, with my guy, and then I'll give you her direct number, and you can,
awesome.
Call her.
Love it.
Talk to you. So let her know that I'm about to be here in a bit. So I'll let her know we had a great webinar, and
cool.
You can get with her. It's a great organization, a lot of great roofers. It's a state organization. We're I think here in June, coming up in June, we're going to have our annual trade show and conference at the JW Marriott in San Antonio this year.
Oh,
so that's
really cool.
All the roofers there. And I don't even know if the trade show sold out or not. But the guys buy booths, and you can product there. Anyhow,
we'd love that. Yeah. Cool. I'll definitely, let me know. I'm very interested.
Hey, cool. We'll pull that on Tuesday when I'll give you a shout. All right.
Cool. Appreciate it. All right. Upcoming book. I've been working on a book for 4 years, going specifically over the 4R marketing system. I'm finally getting to that point to where I'm almost ready with it, because it seems like every year at this time of the year, I look back at it and I'm like, oh, I just need to finish this one section. Oh, dang, all of these other sections just changed. So it's been should be on its 4th revision at this point. But, the ultimate guide to digital marketing for roofers, I'm pushing hard to get this thing done by the end of this quarter. So if you would like an advanced copy of this, right, and obviously this is going to be like a PDF, let me know. I'd be happy to send that to you and get a testimonial, right, to go on the book. But as it gets printed, but it is hopefully going to print by the end of this quarter. Podcast. We're also working on all of these cool things. A podcast called Roofer Growth Hacks. I run a podcast right now called Aggie Growth Hacks, right? That highlights successful Aggie entrepreneurs, and we dig into what their hacks are, their how they grow their business, how they've grown their business, how they've overcome challenges, stuff like that. I want to do the same exact thing for roofers, right? So if you're interested in coming on the show, let me know. My email is down here, chris.hunter@roofingsites.com. If you are interested, we will help promote your roofing company by doing so. And that's the announcements. Upcoming webinars. February 12th is our next webinar. It's going to be the 2021 guide to SEO for roofers. We're going to talk all about how to optimize your roofing website. March 12th, the 2021 guide to Google My Business for roofers, because it is so important. We want to make sure that every roofer knows how to optimize their Google My Business. And then April 16th is the 2021 guide. These are all 2021 guides, right? To Google Ads, right? Because that's another important avenue in the overall scheme of a solid digital presence. All right, I talked a lot. Well, any other questions before we jump off here?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I was muted earlier. I need to visit with you maybe afterwards about some help with our webpage.
Okay.
Nothing but problems, so we can talk about that later.
Okay, absolutely. I actually have another appointment that I'm supposed to be at with the McFerrin Center for Entrepreneurship at Texas A&M, who is my main sponsor for Aggie Growth Hacks, in about 1 minute. So maybe we can schedule a time.
Yes.
Use my, I think you should have my email address by now, chris.hunter@roofingsites.com, and we can schedule a time to definitely talk. I'd love to help you out. And in fact, I think, my next section here is the pitch, right? You've gone through all of this. If you're tired of wasting time and money with ineffective marketing, if you need a system that helps you make more sales, if you'd like to free yourself from chasing leads, book a strategy session with me. Go to roofingsites.com/schedule, or you can go to roofingsites.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, because I've got a cash register there, let me scroll all the way up. Schedule a call, and you can get right on my scheduler today. All right. And we will build you a plan for 2021 and beyond. Cool. Thank you all so much for showing up. Paul, definitely interested in the Texas Roofers Association. Chuck, definitely reach out to me anytime. I've got to jump off and jump right back onto another Zoom.
Cool. I sent you an email.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you all so much. All right. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next month if you come to the next webinar. All right. Appreciate it.